What's up, everybody? I'm back resurrecting coaster reviews yet again here on the channel. I have rounded out my Cedar Point lineup outside of the kiddie coasters, which I have no intention of trying to get anytime soon, if I even can get them at all. So today I have starting 3 coaster reviews to round out coaster lineup and also round out some credits and stuff. So let's get right into it. Today I'm reviewing Iron Dragon, their 1987 aero suspended coasters, the 4th out of 5 aero coasters built at the park. The only other one not there at the time was Magnum, which came 2 years later. And again, it's an aero suspended coaster, which is a pretty rare model nowadays. Not really very well known or found. It's well known, but it's not found very often. Like, look at the Bad at Kings Island. I can't really think of any others. Viper, Six Flags Magic Mountain. I think those are the only 2 other ones in the United States. And I think there's only like 1 or 2. Maybe there's not even any in the world, I don't think. Which is pretty cool. But Iron Dragon is different from those 2 because it's a lot more family oriented. You'll see a lot of families with younger children getting on this ride because it is a lot tamer, has a lower height requirement. It's a good introductory roller coaster to people who are, scaling up from the kiddie coasters, but not ready for like Millennium Force or something like that yet. So let's jump right into the review here. First off, I should say I love the color scheme of this ride. The red and orange work really well. Iron Dragon, it fits the name too. I like the colors. Also, what it does, it has a pretty good location, I'd say, right over the water. It's not the greatest spot because it's smushed in between Dragster and Ruru. But it is a nice water setting. It's a beautiful picturesque ride. Amazing setting of the fountains in the back over the water. It fits really well. Many people are saying, keep the setting, remove the ride, put something better in. I don't know. This is something that I probably don't want removed, but we'll talk about that a little bit later in the video probably. But I gotta say, coming up to the ride, it is a great presentation. It's a little hard to find. The entrance, it's a little hard to find, a little hard to see because it's not very tall. It's not very well known either, so people don't actively go for it. Again, it is smushed between Ruguru and Dragster. That's a little bit of a problem. You're trying to find it, but going up to the entrance, actually, it's not that hard to find. It kind of sticks out a little bit. It's right next to Millennium Force, which is not that big a deal. So that's pretty cool. But moving on to the actual ride itself. It's one of 2 coasters at Cedar Point to have 2 lift hills. So I'll break up the layout into 2 sections. After the first drop and after the second drop. The other ride at Cedar Point that has 2 lift hills is Cedar Creek Mine Ride. Not a lot of rides these days have 2 lift hills anyways. So it's pretty unique in that form as well. But you go to board the ride and it has over-the-shoulder restraints. And these restraints, I gotta say, I'm kind of a fan of these restraints, honestly. Over-the-shoulders are not the greatest. For this ride, though, I could see why. I think they could have gone with lap bars because the cars themselves are big and bulky and they protect you pretty good. But I can see why they went with over-the-shoulder restraints. Suspended coasters usually do have over-the-shoulder restraints. But I like these because they don't have like a seat belt. They don't have a seat belt or a bar at the bottom. It's just the over-the-shoulder part. You think of like Ruguru or Valraven, or they have something on the bottom that could staple your legs, right? Iron Dragon doesn't have that. And I think that's a good way to, express the freeness, the feeling to swing around and enjoy the turns without any stapling on your legs. And I love that. I love that about this ride. There's pretty good space in the cars as well, a lot of room for your legs. Then you go up the lift hill. Lift hill's pretty slow, I'll say that. Pretty loud. Not as loud as like Magnum or Steel Vengeance, but then you go down, and the first half of the ride's about, it's just a little bit, maneuvering and swinging and stuff like that. And the cars, again, they swing freely. That's what's pretty unique about these aero suspended coasters. So you're going all over the place and stuff. It's pretty cool. Then you go to the second lift hill. And it's just a lot of swinging, a lot of maneuvering. turns, going through the woods. A lot more going through the woods in that first part by Dragster. All that sort of stuff. Then you go up the second lift hill. And then the second half is definitely the more, I don't want to say intense, but it's the more thrilling part of the ride. The more exhilarating part. You can think like the first half of the ride is for the kids. Second half is for the adults. Merge them together, you got a family ride. But compared to other roller coasters at Cedar Point, it's nothing at all. But you go down, and this is where you go over the water, the part that everybody sees. You go through the big couple of turns there over the water, and it's really cool. I like it. I enjoy it. And then you glide into the brake run. The brake run, going into the brake run is a little bit jerky because you're swinging. You come in like an angle like this, just go like immediately flipping back to vertical. So that might be a little bit of a headbanger. But other than that, I mean, you would expect this ride to be a huge headbanger, and it's not. It really isn't. It's a very smooth, glossy, smooth ride. Doesn't go that fast. Has a lot of turns, a nice setting. But overall, not. So for my final score, I'm going to give it a solid 6. I like the setting. Its location's not the greatest. I do like the foresty setting though in the water. It's not the most exhilarating ride. It is good for families. I like the colors. And overall, it's a nice, enjoyable ride. You know, it's a nice thing to just relax on, have a nice, fun ride on. And surprisingly, though, it does get quite a bit of a line. They did try VR on it about 5 years ago. That didn't work out very well at all. But it seems to always have, like, way too much of a line for me. But its capacity in line isn't the greatest either. But anyway, again, 6 out of 10. Not the greatest, but by far from the worst. So, and that's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen, for this roller coaster review. Your guys' thoughts on Iron Dragon. Comment down below. What are your thoughts on the other Aero suspended coasters? Anybody else ridden like Viper or the Bat? Or some other one that I don't even know. Big Bad Wolf, if anybody ever rode that before it shut down. Comment down below. What do you guys think? And until the next coaster review, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.